Oh, hi there, and welcome back to the Alex and Mark podcast. As you can see, I'm wearing my academic cap today. And the reason is because we have a very special academic podcast. What you're about to see are two things. First of all, a video clip from March 26, 2018, where my podcast partner, Alex Madagian, has the courage and the gumption and the backbone to actually address the Board of Trustees at their open meeting at Santa Barbara City College and to inform them that, in his opinion, and in the opinion of many, it is not the black students or the homosexual students or the transsexual students or the illegal alien students or any other group of students that are popularly marginalized these days, but no, he advises them that, in his opinion, it is the heterosexual Christian homeschooled Trump supporters that are most repressed and suppressed in the expression of their academic point of view. Now, after the little clip that you're about to see, takes a couple of minutes, I think 3 minutes, Alex and I will be back to discuss the implications of what happened next on the campus. Go to the tape.
Agenda. A member of the public may also speak before or during a board's consideration of any item listed on this agenda. Unless otherwise determined by the board, each person is limited to 5 minutes. Those wishing to address the board at this meeting should complete a written request, and we have such request. I would like to invite Ms. Alex Madagian, who wishes to address the board on the issue of discrimination against students.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of the members of the board and also Dr. Beebe. Thank you so much for your ceaseless dedication, hard work for everyone at the school. The concern that I have is not necessarily talked about on the campus culture. Nevertheless, it is the most important form of discrimination and the most rampant form of discrimination at this school. And namely, that's ideological discrimination. I founded a club specifically dedicated to fight against this discrimination, but I still find that many students have personally come to me in private and have told me they are terrified of sharing their views. This is an institution of higher learning. This is exactly what the college should stand against. And this is very, very concerning to me and all my club members. I can tell you, I'm of Middle Eastern heritage. No one has ever discriminated against me because of my race. No one. People discriminate against me because I was homeschooled, because I'm Christian, and because I'm conservative. People are terrified of me for that, and they have found ways to make me silent. They have found ways of, not just me, but many of my conservative friends, my Christian friends, are afraid to say what they want to say and afraid to share their opinions in class, and they're afraid to put on events. They're terrified of being ostracized. They're terrified of being put down. And I have some friends that actually say that they were marked down on certain exams and essays for expressing their conservative or Christian views. This is a systematic oppression of views, and this is deeply troubling to me. My club is the only place where both conservatives and liberals, atheists and Christians, can come together and share ideas. That's very concerning. That's very, very saddening. And I fully recognize that each member here is hardworking and fully wants every view to be expressed openly. And I deeply applaud you for that, but I want to tell you, homeschooled students, Christian students, conservative students, and Trump-supporting students are more discriminated against than LGBT plus community students, than feminist students, than people of color. They are the most discriminated minority at this school. And I deeply encourage each member to deeply consider that this is something that needs to be discussed. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.
Thank you for your time. Have a good day as well. The next speaker we
Veronica?
have, oh, sorry.
Veronica? Hi.
Yes.
If I could just say one thing.
So generally, no action may be taken on an item notice on the agenda, but we may receive input from the public.
Okay, because I remember last year when we had Ainsley Myers speak up here, we had a cross-examination from the chair of last year, so I was just wondering if I could say.
So for this meeting, I'm going to hold that generally no action may be taken on any item noticed on this agenda, but we may receive input from the public. But when we get to items for future consideration, if we'd like to put anything on the agenda, then at that point, we can discuss it. Okay. The next speaker.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you have just seen, my podcast partner, the courageous Alex Madagian, speaking before the Santa Barbara City College, I should say the Santa Bumpkin Silly College Board of Trustees on March 14th, 2018, where he had the gumption.
I love how you make this announcement with your JFK voice, you know.
The backbone. He had the gumption and the backbone to address the trustees and tell them that there was only one group of people in the whole college that were the most oppressed, the most afraid, the most discriminated against, and that was the category.
Why are you repeating what they just saw? Anyway, folks.
No, I'm setting the table for you.
Yeah, because the clip didn't set the table.
You told the trustees, well, that in your view, based upon your experience with the students that you were in your club and the students that you talked with, that the most fearful, the most marginalized students at Silly College, were white Christian.
No. Let me restate it. Just let me restate what happened there.
I'm supposed to be doing the intro.
Do your own research, Bob.
What the hell's going on here?
So basically, all I did is simply I showed up to a public meeting at a publicly funded university. Sorry, it's college, publicly funded college, and I told
government-funded college,
a government-funded taxpayer-funded college, and told the university or the college leaders, that word creeps in there, the president and the board of trustees, the people who run the show, look, you really talk a lot about discrimination. You talk about it a lot, discrimination against black people and LGBTQ, RST people, and yada 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 yada, all these different people. And I'm sitting here telling you the people that are actually afraid of speaking on ideas are people with these ideas. It's not.
Who are those people?
I had 4 categories listed in the video: Christians, conservatives, Trump supporters, and homeschoolers. Now, I will say this: it's not included in the short clip I did, but the then president of the board, Valerie or Victoria?
Victoria.
Yeah, she did acknowledge that the college should do more for homeschoolers, but because it's an elected position, board of Santa Barbara City College, I don't think she really wanted to talk about Trump supporters or conservatives or any other polarizing subject. So
they're not supposed to talk about what you said. Public comment is just public comment. They're supposed to sit there and take it and shut their mouth.
If they're smart, they'll shut up and not say anything. If they're smart,
right?
And well, the only person that decided to say anything was was my dear friend David.
Your nemesis.
Oh no, he's a friend of mine. He hates me, but I think
love that man. I love that.
Everyone loves that. Yeah. So he wanted to cross negotiate whatever me because
cross-examine you.
He answers
as though you were a witness, as though you were a witness on the witness stand, right?
He answers to the students at SBC. He doesn't answer to the taxpayers. Big difference. So anyway, before that, I just showed up to the meeting to hear somebody for some unrelated reason, and
why did you go there? This was
really
March 14th.
I don't remember why I was there. I think I just wanted to be more engaged in my community. I think that was
this was before the Shermer incident, because the Shermer incident happened 3 days later. I'm sorry, it happened 5 days later. March 19th, the Shermer event happened.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Don't worry about that, folks.
Yeah.
If you don't know about that.
Oh, that was the incident where.
I'll stop hijacking this.
No, wait a minute. No, we're going to tell them this. They're going to have the background. I had invited a notorious and an infamous atheist, whom I disagree with, by the way, to give a colloquium at Santa Bumpkin Silly College. And the event was torpedoed by the chair of the chemistry department, who doesn't understand what the pH means.
Oh, my goodness. Stop it with
And she sent an email saying that my guest was guilty of rape and that people should not attend. Okay, go.
Thank you, Captain Forever. So I just came up there. I didn't plan on saying anything. I just spoke from the heart. I did not plan any of that speech.
Abundantia cordis. From
Yeah,
the
exactly. Said my piece and then went about my life. And then I had some agent on the inside of the campus email me a campus-wide, faculty-wide email. That's an important distinction. It was not to all the students. It was to the faculty.
Right.
That's about 1,000 people. Not the students. The students did not get this email.
No.
It was an email from one of my professors. He sent a very, very long email talking about how distressed he was and how terrible this was, and our college is being accused of discrimination, how awful this is against conservatives and Trump. And it was a long, ranty email.
To say Christian. Don't forget to say Christian.
Yeah, Christians.
Because this political science professor is not a Christian.
Okay, or Trump supporter, or a conservative, or homeschooled. Yeah, got it. So, basically, this person also was a very big academic. So he wrote in Academic E. So it was long and boring and tedious, but he was sending it to other academics. How these other academics received it was initially a little split. Some people were coming to my support. Yeah.
Boom.
It did explode.
Went off.
Well, it did kind of explode. People got into their little war camps, both sides.
Yep.
Some rallied to my defense.
Tribalism swept over the campus.
Oh, it was gorgeous. So I will say some did come to my support. They said initially at first, before it got really toxic. Initially, one professor would say, yeah, some students will not say a word in class about their beliefs, but I can see their papers and I can see their beliefs, but they just feel uncomfortable talking about their conservative views, their Christian views, in class. And a lot of them didn't have any experience with Trump supporters or homeschool students, which is understandable. But then some professors decided that this was a YouTube comment section, and they had they had no repercussions for what they say.
But they were using campus email, which is paid for by the taxpayers,
Yes.
and therefore this becomes public property, and they didn't know this. Idiots.
Get back and frame you. So, I mean, I had people decided that even though I wasn't included in this conversation, I was somebody worth attacking.
Oh yeah, you have to remember that you were not even included in this email.
I had agents on the inside forwarding this.
This professor who you had in class did not have the courtesy to even include you in the email that he sent about you.
He failed to mention that in class. Yes.
That's very important.
I had professors emailing me, telling me that I need to become a gay atheist to understand these people. I mean, the most beautiful.
I know you as a gay atheist. I know.
Just, that's, I guess, how I can, that's how I can understand that, gay atheist socialist leanings, so that I could understand people different from myself. Because, at this time I was running a club dedicated to listening to other people, including atheists and socialists, with the whole shebang, and gay people. We had everything on the LGBT at that meeting,
Right.
I kind of did listen to people with opposing views, unlike these people who probably didn't even listen to what I said. In any event, it went so out of control. There arose one champion for me against the professor who started this, and it was back and forth. You're wrong. This is my data. You're wrong. This is back and forth. Slap. How dare you say that? Boom, boom. To the point where the professor who started it basically insinuated that people who believe that campuses are overrun by liberals and that conservatives are being shut down and discriminated against, he said that we need to wish them good mental health.
Yeah. Well, that's a tactic. All cultural Marxists take their cue from the old Soviet Union. In the old Soviet Union under Khrushchev, if you dare to criticize the orthodoxy of the ruling elite, you were sent to a psychiatric hospital, because you have to be insane to oppose Marxism. So that's the way the commies at Silly College work. If you oppose them, you're crazy.
So what happened is the vice president and the president slammed down their gavel and shut it down.
Well, they tried to, but it wasn't.
Then it blew up literally 5 days later, thanks a lot to your invitation.
A name far too prominent to even mention, right?
And I think the most satisfying thing was in class the first day of class after this whole thing blew over. I remember my professor coming in, did his lecture, was about to leave, and I remember raising my hand right before it stopped. Everything stopped. Because I'm in the front row. It's hard to ignore me. And I said, "Professor, do you remember? Did you send that email out? Were you talking about me?" And I looked him dead in the eyes. And I'm very happy to say he did have the courage to say yes.
Oh, good.
He did say that.
Good. Why didn't he mention your name?
Yeah. I didn't want to say that was pretty self-explanatory because that would have been far worse if he used my name for his end. I think it would have been far worse if he used my name. Because
you're strong enough to stand up for yourself.
I know. I would have loved it, but from his point of view, he was smart to not mention me. In any event, a lot of classmates came up to me and were amazed that I could say that. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, what's the worst he could do to me? Give me a bad grade? I mean, the lowest grade he gave me was a B. Oh no, I'm gonna go kill myself because I'm Japanese. Like, seriously. I mean. See, I understand you want to get to grad school. You don't want to risk your grade and speak out. I totally get that.
Oh, no, right.
But if you just want to graduate,
let the country go to shit and into the toilet so that you can go to grad school. Oh, it makes great logical sense to me. Oh, I love that reasoning.
But if you just are trying to graduate, I really do think that just what the knowledge and education you get from being attacked from people in their ivory tower, that sort of experience will give you a greater education than a straight A transcript will.
Well, you did ignite a bomb. Actually, you actually blew a trumpet because 5 days later we had the Shermer event, and we should do a podcast on that because that is going to curl some toes. All right.
Oh, they don't like it when you talk about it, or I talk about it for that matter.
No. We'll do that. In fact, we'll
talk about how we both eventually got banned from the campus.
Right. Let's do a podcast on Are You Crazy If You're Not a Commie? How's that for a topic? Okay.
Yeah, that's one we could do. Like, comment, share. If you're interested in that, guys.
By the way, we're offering our patrons, thank you patrons, by the way, but we're offering, if you're a $10 a month patron, you're getting a free copy of my ebook, my e-textbook that I used for years in critical thinking and writing at Santa Bumpkin Silly College. It's called Reason, Argue, Refute, How to Think About Anything. How to think about it. Not what to think about, but how. Anyway, so we welcome that. And Alex, thank you for kicking down the door. You're like the Marines, you kick down the door and then the army comes in to clean up the mess, right? Anyway, see you later, Alex. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, sponsors.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.